Imagine one day you're racing home from school and suddenly you notice people staring at you oddly. You look down and see that you're covered in blood, but you don't feel any pain or find any injuries. What you see isn't blood from a wound, but rather blood coming out of your skin as though you're sweating it out. Instead of the usual sweat, you're sweating blood. This rare condition, called hematidrosis, causes people to sweat blood instead of perspiring normally. Just imagine how confusing it would be to explain this at the gym, where everyone else is sweating and you're covered in blood. Fortunately, it's not as terrifying as it sounds. Hematidrosis can be caused by several factors like hormonal changes, anxiety, or certain bleeding disorders. So if this ever happens to you, take a deep breath, maybe put on some calming music, and remember that your body is just expressing stress in a very unique way. It's not life-threatening, just your body's weird way of handling pressure. Now, let's say you decide to spend your summer vacation in Kenya. You're excited about the adventure, especially the chance to see armadillos up close. But a few days into your trip, you notice disturbing red patches on your skin, along with pus-filled lesions. It looks like you've become a real-life connect-the-dots puzzle. You start to realize that maybe this trip wasn't the best idea because you might have picked up something unwanted, a bacterium called Mycobacterium leprae, which can lead to Hansen's disease, also known as leprosy. This disease not only covers you in dreadful open wounds, but also damages the nerves in your body, messing up the signals between your brain and spinal cord. The scariest part, you didn't even need to travel to get it. Hansen's disease can be transmitted through droplets from the nose or mouth of someone who's infected. Fortunately, modern medicine can cure it, but maybe next time, just watch a National Geographic documentary if you want to see exotic animals. Or you could also leave a comment below if you want us to make this specific type of video. Have you ever watched werewolf movies and thought it would be cool to transform under a full moon? While werewolves aren't real, some people actually experience a condition that might remind you of one. Hypertrichosis, also known as werewolf syndrome, is a condition where a person grows excessive hair all over their body. Imagine having a mane like a lion, but instead of on your head, it's covering every inch of you. This isn't some cool superpower, it's a genetic disorder that can make life really uncomfortable. It's like wearing a wool sweater in the summer, but on your entire body. People with hypertrichosis often struggle with itching and razor bumps because they have to constantly shave the excess hair. While it might sound like a nightmare, there's a bright side. At least you'll always have a built-in Halloween costume. Speaking of strange body conditions, imagine sitting in the dentist's chair, expecting a routine checkup, only to have the dentist tell you that you have more teeth than you should. This condition, called hyperdontia, causes extra teeth to grow in your mouth, sometimes even around your skull. While this might sound freaky, hyperdontia isn't harmful. However, it can cause headaches, and if that happens, it's best to have the extra teeth removed. Now, let's talk about something your immune system might do when it makes a mistake. Your immune system is supposed to protect you from harmful bacteria, but sometimes it gets confused and attacks the good bacteria in your digestive system instead. This mix-up causes Crohn's disease, which leads to inflammation, severe abdominal pain, and even explosive diarrhea. Crohn's disease is like having a superhero that does more harm than good. It's a chronic condition that affects a significant number of people in Western Europe and North America. While there's no cure, you can manage the symptoms by avoiding certain foods and habits that trigger it. Now imagine walking down the street and suddenly everything around you feels strange, as if you've fallen into a dream or a different reality. This disorienting experience is what people with Todd's syndrome, also known as Alice in Wonderland syndrome, go through. This rare condition affects how the brain perceives reality, making everything seem distorted and unreal. The good news is that the symptoms often fade over time, but they can come back unexpectedly. It's a bit like a mischievous cat that disappears for a while only to reappear when you least expect it. If you've ever craved something unusual, be thankful it's just a craving for cake or sweets. Some people with Renfield syndrome, a condition also known as vampirism, crave blood instead. The urge can be so intense that they might harm themselves to drink their own blood. This mental disorder is rare and usually linked to a lack of red blood cells, causing people to crave blood from external sources. While it might sound like something out of a horror movie, it's a serious condition that requires treatment and therapy. Now imagine waking up one morning and discovering that half of your vision is gone, as if someone erased half of the world around you. This condition, called hemianopsia, can occur after a stroke, brain tumor, or injury. Your eyes still work, but your brain can't process half of what you see. Simple tasks like reading or walking become challenging because you constantly have to turn your head to make sure you're not missing anything. Depending on the cause, recovery might involve surgery or treatment, but if it's due to a stroke, you'll have to learn how to navigate life with half your vision. If you think these conditions sound bizarre, consider a case where your skin decides to grow a new patch, like a built-in tattoo. This condition, called epidermal nevus, causes a non-cancerous patch of skin to grow, often with a different texture and color from the surrounding skin. It's like your skin decided to get creative and stand out at a party. While these patches are usually harmless, they can sometimes get itchy and uncomfortable. Luckily, applying moisturizers can help manage the symptoms. Finally, imagine being utterly convinced that you're dead or that parts of your body are missing. This disturbing condition, known as Cotard syndrome, makes people believe they're corpses, even though they're alive and breathing. It's as if your mind becomes a puzzle with pieces that don't fit together anymore. People with Cotard syndrome might refuse to eat because they believe their body doesn't need sustenance, leading to dangerous behavior. The exact cause is unknown, but it's linked to severe mental health episodes and requires treatment to help reconnect the person with reality. Before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the Speedy Secrets, and tap the bell icon to stay updated on all our fascinating content. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.